Today I will be discussing about the central problems of an economy. What are these central problems and why are they called central problems? So these are called central problems because these are the problems of every economy. That may be a developed economy, that may be a developing economy, or that may be an underdeveloped economy. These are the problems of every economy, and that is why they are called the basic problems or the central problems. And the second reason is the most of the problems, the other problems of the economy that revolve around these problems. Because of these problems, the other problems arise, and that is why these problems are called central problems. Then what are the central problems? There are three central problems. One is what to produce, the second one is how to produce, and the third one is for whom to produce. So these are the three central problems that every economy faces. I will explain you what are these central problems and how economies are facing this one by one. The first central problem is what to produce. This problem involves the selection of the commodities what are to be produced and how much to be produced. So here, what are to be produced, whether capital goods are to be produced or consumer goods are to be produced, that the economy have to decide. That depend upon so many things, upon the standard of the people, the type of the needs of the people, the population of the country, their paying capacity, so many things. So what to be produced, whether consumer goods are to be produced or capital goods are to be produced. Then after deciding this, how much to be produced, whether more consumer goods and less capital goods are to be produced, or only consumer goods are to be produced, or more capital goods and less consumer goods, or only capital goods are to be produced. This has to be decided. So this problem is what to produce. It involves selection of the commodity what is to be produced and how much to be produced. So this problem has got two aspects. One is what to produce, consumer goods or capital goods. The second thing is how much to produce, more capital and less consumer goods, or more consumer and less capital goods, or any one only. The guiding principle of this problem is we have to make the proper allocation of resources. The available resources should be used in such a way that what is suitable for the economy and what maximum we can do for the economy, what best can be produced for the economy, that we have to see, and we have to give preference to the most urgent needs and we have to produce that. The second problem is how to produce. When we say how, means that is the method of production to be adapted. So how to produce? Here, what method of production to be adapted? There are actually two methods of production. One is called labor intensive technique or capital intensive technique. In labor intensive technique, we will use more labor and less capital. Less capital means machinery. We are using less machinery or less technology, and we use more labor. Labor means physical labor. Means our purpose here is to give employment to more and more people rather than using machinery to produce the goods and services. The second technique is capital intensive technique. In capital intensive technique, what happens is we give more importance to the machinery, to the capital, to technology, and less importance to the human labor or physical labor. So which method we have to adopt according to the economy in a particular economy, that we have to decide here. So as far as India is concerned, India is highly populated. So here labor intensive technique is more suitable for a country like India. In countries where the population is very less and we are very rich, their capital intensive techniques are more useful. So anyway, the guiding principle here is that we have to make a proper combination of both the methods. Any economy cannot depend only on one method. We have to make a proper use of capital intensive as well as labor intensive methods. We have to depend to some extent on machinery also. We cannot completely depend upon the physical labor or human labor. So, a proper combination has to be made. What we can afford, what we can do, how much the economy can do, what is suitable for the economy. Seeing to that, a proper combination has to be made and has to be adapted. The third problem is for whom to produce. This problem involves the distribution of goods and services among the individuals of the economy. So here we have to decide for what category of people we are producing the goods and services. Whether the people of the country or whether we are producing the goods, we are producing for more rich and less poor or less rich and more poor. What is the category of the people? What kind of people are living in the economy? That we have to see, and accordingly we have to decide for whom we are producing. So here when we talk about this, we have to see what is the paying capacity of the people. If the paying capacity of the people is good, they can pay better prices, then we can produce goods according to that. If the paying capacity of the people is less, then we have to produce goods and services according to their standards. So this paying capacity of the people, that will depend upon the national income of the country. If the national income of the country is high, the per capita income will be more and the paying capacity of the people will be more. If the national income is low, the per capita income will be less and the paying capacity of the people will be less. So here we have to see for whom we are producing the goods. What is the majority of the population of the country? That we have to see, and accordingly we have to produce the goods. So this problem involves two aspects, that is the personal distribution as well as the functional distribution. Personal distribution, when we talk about, is the per capita income of the individuals. The per capita income depends upon the national income of the country. The second thing is the functional distribution. Functional distribution means that is the factor rewards. That is land, labor, capital and enterprise. We have seen these are the factors of production, and the rewards what they get, that should be high. If the rewards are high, better, then better goods and services can be produced. If the rewards are low, we have to produce the goods and services accordingly. So here we have to see what are the factor rewards. Land gets rent, labor get wages, your capital get interest and entrepreneur get profit. If these rewards are high, these rewards are better, then accordingly goods and services will be produced. So the third problem is for whom to produce. We have to see what is the category of the people, and accordingly we have to decide which kind of goods and services are to be produced.